Making that critical decision about whether you're going to be able to parent this child or that you need to make a loving plan for adoption is really just a paramount experience for women. And first, I would tell you that it isn't going to be something that you're going to probably make a snap decision about, that you're going to know early in pregnancy that this is what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. It may be a roller coaster ride. So that's first. And then I would tell you the counselor is going to work with you. We have a very specific path that we take with a personal decision-making guide that we use, that we're going to talk about what decision are we making, when do we feel like we must have that decision made. Lots of people think it needs to be right now. And really, no, it doesn't need to be right now unless you're very close to delivering. But there's time to explore. And through this guide, you're going to find it's kind of a glorified pros and cons list, but a little bit more than that, because sometimes it's not just you making the decision. There are other people that are involved in your life that probably have an opinion. And that might be your partner, the father of the baby. It could be your parents. It could be other important people in your life. And at some point in time, you're going to have to decide, how much power will you give someone else to make this decision, or will it solely be your decision to make? So we'll talk through some of those things. We'll talk through what the resources are for each thing. So if you were going to parent, let's really talk about the reality of parenting. What are all the resources that you're going to have at your fingertips? Maybe that is that you have extended family that's willing to help you. Maybe that's not on the table for you. Maybe if you're deciding for adoption, there are many things there to explore as well, because you probably don't know enough about that process in order to make that decision right away today, but you probably need to have some education about what that process looks like. When you're considering parenting and you hadn't planned it, there can be a multitude of things that are going to be on your shoulders, thinking about, what about insurance? What about food? How am I going to pay my rent? I won't be working for a period of time, so how is that going to happen? So there, first of all, is identifying what are the problems. Most people can work through a good portion of their pregnancy, and it's not till the end of pregnancy that they need to plan for some of those financial resources to be stockpiled so that they're able to take care of the rent for the month that they deliver, or what are they going to do afterwards. So there are many things to talk through that we can help you with. So for example, if you're pregnant, you should be able to receive Medicaid if you don't have other medical insurance, and your child can also be on Medicaid. We can help you with those applications if that's something that you need to do. There are other assistance programs depending on your income that can help with food assistance. There are multiple things that we can kind of point you in that direction in your community, as well as childcare possibilities and what those are going to be, planning for what that will cost, and then also helping you even with just a budget. And maybe you're not employed right now, and so that's even scarier. Part of the program that we have here is I've written several resumes for people, helping them to find the right employment, even while they're pregnant. And so there are multiple things that we can do to try and help you get your feet under you in order to prepare for parenting. If you're planning an adoption, there are multiple things that you can do depending on the state that you're in. You can use a licensed agency. You could use an attorney. You could just be searching on the internet for your own family. And I will tell you, my experience is that for the woman who is pregnant, the best option for that woman is to have a full social service agency behind her. And the reason is that having a one-on-one discussion with someone that you're sitting in the same room with, this is all pre-pandemic, right? We certainly work with, figuring those things out during the pandemic times. But generally speaking, knowing that you're in the same state, in the same city, that you're going to sit down with somebody that is going to counsel you through the ups and downs, and that is going to help you fill out applications for Medicaid, for food assistance, for making sure that you have transportation where where it is that you need to go to make sure that that cell phone bill is paid so that you have a way to call the hospital. Those are the kinds of things that are really necessary for a woman who's experiencing unplanned pregnancy and may have, not a lot of financial resources at her fingertips. So I would certainly encourage that having a full social service agency would provide many benefits for a woman who's experiencing unplanned pregnancy. In selecting an agency, I think it's important for you to determine what your needs are. So when you go looking, the first thing I would want to know are they a licensed agency? So you can easily find that out, and you can simply ask the question of the person that you're talking to. But do they have a person that's in the same state that you are? Because this is all state by state that things are licensed. Being licensed means that they're going to have an inspection, and people come in, they make sure that the work is done the way it is supposed to be done. And so I think that would be very important. Making a connection with the person to know whether or not you can work well together, that you feel comfortable talking with them about the circumstances, that you feel heard is very important, and that you feel that you have some sense of control about what's going on. So for instance, finding an agency that's willing to talk to you about both parenting as well as placing for adoption means they don't necessarily have a vested interest in your decision. What's best for you can be decided by you through a counselor guiding you to that end. Here at Many Hearts, we're all about love. And I'm inviting you to reach out to us today and let us help you.